Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of SYD Life. Today, we'll be talking about getting bullied at high school and how you feel about it. I'm one of your hosts, Alex. This is a lesser important host, Charlotte. Don't talk. And looking forward to getting to this episode about how getting bullied at high school impacted us all. Getting bullied on this podcast impacts you. Can I say something I don't care about?
Yep, me.
Oh, whoa. Think higher of yourself. No, I don't care about people's dreams.
Oh.
Yeah, Fliss likes to tell me her dreams.
Oh,
Today
sorry, I thought you meant like life.
actually.
Like, that's so mean.
No, I don't care about
Really?
you had a dream. So, and you know, you've told me about a dream before, and I was like being polite. And
Really?
and
I don't even
I
remember.
emptied myself. I went somewhere else in my brain.
So you couldn't tell me what the dream was?
No idea.
Wow,
So
I wonder what it was.
Fliss,
Fliss.
Yes, this morning we're having coffee and she goes, I said I got up early. I had an interesting dream and I just couldn't go back to sleep. It was 5 o'clock.
Sorry, you.
Yep.
Okay.
But I didn't tell her about the dream because I'm like, who cares? It's a dream.
Sure.
So she was like, oh yeah, I know you hate dreams. And then I immediately got in and go, I appreciate that. Like, that's just the way to shut down the conversation.
Nice.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate that.
And then I so appreciate it. I don't need to hear more about it. And she was hating it. But she also knows that I hate hearing about dreams. But it's hard because she's my wife. I want her to feel love, value in her. But I cannot. I honestly.
That is so interesting.
It sucks. They're so boring. It's not my subconscious. It means nothing to me. I don't care.
I love hearing about when I'm in people's dreams. Like, I need every single detail about that. Because why are we thinking about me?
Yeah.
What are we doing together? Are we hanging out? Are we fighting? But when someone's just like, I had this crazy dream, I don't listen.
Yeah. I don't even care if I'm the main character of the dream.
Yeah.
I just don't care. It's your subconscious. It's you. I don't care.
Have you not had like some crazy dreams that you like will always think about?
Personally, yeah, I have dreams that are captivating, but they're for me.
Okay.
They're not for you. If I want to watch or listen to something captivating, I'll listen to a great book, movie, podcast. I don't need your dream.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I just find them so boring.
Wow, interesting.
And here's the reason I find them so boring is like, however much energy the person delivering it is giving it never matches what I care about it. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's your dream. You're so passionate about it. I wasn't there, baby. Just wasn't there.
What if one time you are?
So I literally, who I am, and wasn't there. If I've done like an Inception thing, I'm definitely interested. Like if I have myself gone on a journey to somehow get into your subconscious, 100%.
We'll be hearing about that one.
Whoa, yeah, yeah,
great movie.
Great movie.
Couldn't tell you what it's about though.
Inception means the beginning of
That's
something.
right.
It's a throwback to the word I got wrong.
Yes. Yeah. Well.
Yes.
Do you know who Lando Norris is?
He's an F1 driver.
He's an F1 driver.
Who for? Hamilton? Hamilton? What's that? McLaren. Hamilton, not Hamilton. Look, yeah, McLaren.
I was perusing the news.
Yes.
And he won.
Did he? He won the Miami race.
I have it written here because I can't remember. He won the the Miami Grand Prix.
No way.
Yeah.
That's huge. It's actually enormous.
I know because
because do you watch Drive to Survive? That's okay. That's all I know about F1.
I should give a little shout out to our friend Tash Gardner.
Okay.
Because I messaged her and was like, "Hey, I want to talk about this on the podcast, but I know nothing about it."
Sure.
So I learnt that he's done 110 races and never won.
Yeah.
And he's like the driver that's podiumed the most but has never won.
Is that true?
Yeah. So
it's
that like
definitely true?
Yes.
Wow.
So it's massive that he won.
Yeah.
And they said that it was because he's put a lot of work in, which I want to come back to. And the second thing is that they've got better cars.
Cars, yeah.
How do you get good at Formula One driving?
I think lots of racing.
Yeah, but like...
It's pretty intense, man. Have you seen the neck exercises they do?
I know. That stuff scares me. When
they're going 300 Ks.
Yeah.
They've got to have strong core and mobility.
So it's a sport.
It's definitely a sport.
Okay.
Like...
But it's just
it's not a cardio sport, but they also lose like kilos of sweat in a race.
Oh my gosh, I remember hearing about that one last year where they were in somewhere in the desert. Yeah. And it was like they were all like fainting because they were so hot in it. But I'm just like, I can't wrap my head around how you could
some good thoughts here from you.
Improve at it.
Well, let me flip this back on you. When you first started driving a car,
I did have gotten better.
And yeah.
That's so true.
Like any skill has mastery. And so it's like I'm here and then I'm here. You know Novak Djokovic?
The tennis player,
number one of the best in the world ever. Do you know when he started tennis, he wasn't the world number one?
Really? Have you heard
And so that's how he got better, trained. And I suspect, now I'm not an F1 driver, but I suspect a similar thing occurred. Yeah. Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was, do you know what the Met Gala is?
Okay. It's a thing that people dress up and go to.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a fashion show. Award.
So this is the thing.
Yeah.
It's...
Wait. There was a denim short thing. Did you see that? Okay, here you go. No, that was something else. Okay.
No, you're actually right.
Oh.
There was like one theme where it was like America. The theme was like something to do with America and a lot of people wore denim.
Okay.
But I think that the Met Gala is like the closest that we get to as a society to like having like a capital like in the Hunger Games.
Okay. So what is it?
So it's run by Vogue and Anna Wintour.
I don't know who that is.
And have you seen Devil Wears Prada? Oh
no.
My gosh.
Yeah, no.
That is one of my favorite movies.
Felicity likes it too.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I'll get around to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you haven't?
No.
Wow. Anyway.
I've been too busy listening to other people's dreams.
Totally.
Is that joke on the podcast? Yeah. Anyway.
Maybe. We'll see. So yeah, run by Vogue and Anna Wintour, and she like invites celebrities, and there's a theme, and it's called the Met Gala because it's at the Metropolitan Museum in New York, and it's technically about like, let me come and show the top celebrities in the world the newest collection of like clothes.
Got you.
But it is insane. It like shuts down the city.
Okay.
Because every single person that is a name in the world is there.
Okay, cool.
And they dress up in absolutely ridiculous outfits.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, how are we... Okay, like, what are we doing?
Sure, so you're saying it's very Hunger Games.
It's so
I
Hunger
honestly
Games.
think I saw a photo in my news scrolling of a person dressed in a denim box. Like they came as like...
Probably.
You couldn't even see their head. It was just a pair of legs in denim. With denim connected to it.
Yeah, I
swear it could have been that.
I think it was last year.
Not. Okay, sorry.
Unless, are you saying recently?
I thought it was like, did it just happen?
It's like, it just ended like an hour ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look at everyone's outfits.
Sure.
Shout out to Zendaya if she's listening, because she did slay.
Yeah, good on you, girl.
She really nailed it. She had an outfit. She had 2 outfits, and both of them were far better than any of the other ones.
Amazing.
So anyway.
How did she have 2 outfits?
I'm not sure. She did the red carpet and then went and got changed and then did the red carpet again. Except the red carpet wasn't green. Sorry.
It was green?
It was green.
I was hoping it wasn't green. Oh, no, it was red.
It was green and then like kind of beige in the middle. Yeah. But the thing is that as much as it's like, what have we become? I eat it up.
Yep, you love it. Yeah.
I love it. It's so exciting.
I haven't got an interest in it, but...
It's just...
That doesn't make me better than you, even though that's what I'm thinking. Just joking. Yeah, no, I totally get though how you're describing it. It does seem very like the capital in Hunger Games.
Yeah, and because there's no footage of what happens inside.
Yeah.
So it's like we get the red carpet and it's like, oh my gosh, she's dressed like a tree or like a frog or something. Because the theme this year was Sleeping Beauty's reawakening fashion, and for some reason that meant that people were dressing like garden vibe.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you why. But so then it's like so like elite that like we aren't allowed to see what happens inside.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I actually do like that, just because like everything is broadcast now, so it's fun when things are, you know.
Yeah. And then in the delusion in my head, I'm like, I'll be there one day.
Nice. I love that. Get that Delulu.
Yeah.
It is the Salulu.
I'll let everyone know what happens inside.
Nice. You'll be the rat, mate. Yeah, nice.
SYD Life will be broadcasting from the Met Gala next year.
Wow, we have big aspirations.
2025.
I love it. It's cool what we do now. We often have like a beef of the week.
Yeah.
And as our relationship and friendship unfolds, and I was like, oh, I don't have anything this week. Like, I'm just really excited just to say thank you for being a babysitter for our daughter Florence in a couple of weeks. We actually are really grateful for that.
Yeah.
And that's what thought I was going to bring in. Just give you a bit, like, that's really cool.
Just some positivity.
Look after Flo for us so Fliss and I can go out on a date, don't get to do that much now, and so we're really grateful.
Yeah.
But then I discovered just over lunch.
I'm excited to defend myself.
Just over lunch that Charlotte's having a birthday hang, and people that don't even know her middle name are invited, but not me. And I just wanted to, I guess you know how I've talked about how a bit insecure in this role, like you've tried to replace me a couple of times. Tyler's really angling in, and you even said to me, like, people are enjoying the podcast that I'm not on more. And so well, that's what I picked up.
Oh, okay.
And so then I was like, oh, and you've assured me, and don't forget you called me a horse that time. Remember? I just watch out, there's a microphone there. Charlotte's banged her head into the microphone. I think she's laughing at me. I don't know. But anyway, she did call me a horse. Just Charlotte. I'll just carry this. I'll just carry this one, Charlotte.
Now I'm crying.
Yeah, he called me a horse. I didn't forget. Like I said, always wounds, never scars. Nothing heals. I always remember. So Charlotte called me a horse. And so, like, those are the reasons that I felt. But you continually go, no, I know you look like a horse. I know that you think you're getting replaced, even though there's so much evidence that I am trying to replace you. You're my friend, I value you, but then you've got a birthday dinner and I wasn't invited. Yeah. And people, what I'm trying to say is that's fine.
That's it.
That's fine.
I just didn't think you'd want to come.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's my insecurity.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, now we're both insecure.
Yeah.
Anyway, so guys, that's a journey we're on, right? You're seeing the unfolding of a friendship. Are they friends or not?
I don't think Alex is my friend.
It's hard to know.
I don't think, like, you're still my friend, but I don't know if I'm your friend anymore.
Yes, and that's going to be vice versa. So,
sure.
Which goes well for our episode today about bullying, because if we're not friends, I'm going to bully the heck out of you this episode. Bullying's not funny.
Is that all the beef that you had today?
My beef is, I wasn't invited to your 21st.
Yes, you were.
You're real. What do they call it? What's the thing that happens? OGs know, that real people know, real friends know. What is that thing?
Real friends know.
Real friends know. I'm not in the real friends.
Yes, you are.
There are people who are coming that don't know your middle name, and I know it.
Who? Who doesn't know my middle name?
Stephen? No way.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
What if he does and he listens to this and he knows?
Stephen, let us know if you know Charlotte's middle name.
If anyone does, just drop it below.
I know it. It matters not.
I now digress.
All right, two colleagues talking it out. Let's do the podcast.
Colleagues.
The old colleagues.
It wouldn't work if we were just colleagues.
Well, it's going to have to be now.
So.
Yes.
High school. Do you remember it?
I do. How dare you?
I had the realization.
I remember some of it, yeah.
I had the realization that I've now been out of school for 3 years. And
that's a realization.
That baffled me.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel long enough, but it also...
You still connect to your high school experience? Like, as in...
Yeah.
Yeah. That, immediately stopped for me.
Really?
Like...
It was...
I stopped. I no longer cared about high school. It's done.
Yeah.
Like, most of the friends I never saw
I was
again.
kind of set up for failure, though, because it was COVID.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I didn't get...
Yeah.
The full experience.
Yeah.
And so then I just was sad.
Yeah, and I've never heard you talk about being at high school during COVID. So
yeah, it's crazy.
So thanks for bringing it up for the first time.
Hey guys, so I was actually in school
during
in
COVID.
2020.
Oh no, COVID was so hard.
It really was for some people.
No, I do understand. It's actually very hard for me. That's what I'm trying to say.
But anyway, so yeah, I've been out of school for 3 years now.
Congratulations! I have been out for 15.
I didn't mean to react. I was trying to prepare myself.
2008 I graduated. So what year is it? This is my 16th year out of school.
I know we've had this conversation so many times.
I've been out of school much longer than I was in school for. God. That'll happen to you too. It's called growing up.
That's crazy. 2008 is when you graduated.
Did you start school in 2009?
Yes.
That's wild, isn't it?
It is wild. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about today.
Yes.
How kind of being in high school, getting bullied or having these it's such a formative time. Obviously, it's like friendships always change, jump around.
Yeah.
Everything's happening. It's like, what's that word? Cesspool?
Yes, a cesspool, cesspit, cesspool.
Something.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know how to use it, but that
Cesspool?
word just came to the front of my mind.
Nice. Yeah, cesspool, I think is a word.
Just like everything's happening. And it can be, so formative, so it can really impact your later life. And so being bullied or whatever that looks like for you can really kind of bleed into our adult life. So I wanted to talk about how that can happen and how we can maybe like, I don't know, stop it from really getting in the way of things. And I know you have nothing to say.
Well, I cannot say I was bullied.
Yeah.
Like a couple of guys gave me some slack, but it was after school. Like,
sure.
I was bullied as an adult for like 3 months.
Oh.
And I was fine with it. Like, it was annoying and upsetting, but it was fine.
Yeah.
I just blocked them on Facebook and that was it, really.
It's the best button on Facebook.
Yeah, so, like, and I've had people say mean things about me on the internet and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, if you Google my name, there are people who literally are saying absolutely.
Wow.
But I just still don't consider it being bullied. And
Sure.
even in school, I don't really feel like I was. In fact, I feel like, well, I did get more in trouble for bullying.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to, but I was a bully. So, So I feel for the people that were bullied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just jump in.
Okay.
And anything I have to say.
Sure.
Yeah. And in fact, I hope that you do.
Okay.
So one of the first things that I wanted to talk about was just like how it can impact our later life, our adult life.
Yeah. Can I ask you a couple of questions first?
Yeah, sure.
Did you get bullied growing up?
Yeah,
You got bullied a bit?
Yeah, it was primary school as well. Nothing like horrible. Like I know people that would have had it much worse. But there are things that like, I do have a life experience of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And you've known people in high school getting bullied too?
Yeah. Yeah.
And sorry, what did you want to talk about?
That's fine. How it can impact our adult life.
Yeah.
And like where it can come up. And what I was thinking of, have you seen Inside Out?
Yes, I love
the
it.
Hit Pixar movie that is about to have a sequel.
I did know that too.
Genuinely so excited for it.
Very cool.
But like this idea of like having like core memories where they have like the core memories. And so when I was thinking about my own experience and not even just in bullying, but like happy memories or things in family, how so much of like who I am can be tied to these like core memories. Yeah. And so how that is such a way for me that these things can come up because I'm like, I'll be doing something. It's like that thing where you're going to sleep and then you remember that really embarrassing thing. Yeah. Or it's like I'll like respond to someone and I'm like, oh, I just responded because of that time that kid said that thing to me. Or like,
wow. Yeah.
So I was like, I feel like that's a good way to explain how, I guess kind of the reason why I wanted to talk about this is that like it can come up in such random ways and can get in the way of how we can react and respond to things and
view ourselves.
Yeah. We can have these core memories that can infiltrate our emotions, our feelings, and I feel like it can stop us from doing a lot of things. And don't ever want it to do that. So,
Shah, how does being bullied, like say in high school, impact our interactions later in life?
So for me, I feel like I didn't necessarily notice when I was in high school what was actually happening to me. And so it wasn't until after I finished school that I was like, oh, right, I see that. It's almost like the veil was like taken from my eyes a bit, like, oh, that really hurt my feelings. Or like that friendship I see now was like so unhealthy. Yeah. Okay. And so an example, there was this, I was in year 10, 16 years old. Yes. Actually, no, I lied. I was in year 9.
And year 9?
Yep. So 15. Yeah. How did you know?
I'm a friend who knows your middle name and when you were bullied. It's still not invited. I was with these two friends and I found, I was like looking on my friend's phone with her permission. I was like doing something on her phone and I saw these like messages come through
that were about me.
Wow.
And they had been like, so I pressed on it.
Yeah, of course.
I had to.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, they're talking about me.
Yeah.
And they'd been like sending my Instagram posts like back and forth and were like commenting on it. And I was like, oh. And one of my friends was like, maybe put that away.
Yeah.
Like, that's really sad. So then, and like from then on, I like had this, and I will say,
sure.
We like talked about it and it was kind of resolved. It wasn't like I still resent them.
Yeah.
But it was from then on I had this like insecurity and like this trust issue with my friends.
Sure.
That even like close friends to me would say stuff behind my back, would actually like not like me and not like the way that I expressed myself. Yeah. And so in later life, even now, sometimes I'll like remember that moment and be like, oh, I'm putting myself out there. Yeah. I'm like being creative. I'm doing something cool, but like, will people think I'm weird? Mock me behind my back. Yeah. And so,
that's sad.
Yeah, it was
Sorry
sad.
you went through that. It's very sad.
Yeah. I'm okay now. Yeah. But it was so sad. I was like, what do you mean? I thought you were my friend.
So that's funny. Like, so you are saying though that because of that situation only 5 years ago, really.
Yeah. True. Actually, it was pretty recent.
But like what's happened in high school still carries with you into your adult life. Like there's still that tension or friction with when you engage on Instagram, when you post on Instagram.
Yeah. Which
makes sense.
Was cyberbullying a thing for you in high school?
What?
Cyberbullying?
Not as prominent.
No.
It makes me sound really old. Was cyberbullying a thing?
Say that again?
What?
Because you didn't hear me the first time?
Cyberbullying a thing. What is this word? No, it did happen. It probably didn't have the same label and resourcing before it. It absolutely happened a lot.
Yeah. On MySpace?
It was actually a tool. Well, yes, but before that or coexisting with that was, and prior to it, was a tool called MSN Messenger.
Oh,
I used to live on that. And yes, people would send, it was a live chat.
But yeah, something I also thought of was, do you remember when I said all right to you?
When I was excited to share you a story. Yeah. You went, all right.
When we, that was another example of this insecurity of me. Yes. Coming up being like, oh, like maybe he doesn't want to talk to me either.
Okay. So, what? Either? Do you mean? Oh, so the truth has come out. You didn't want to talk to me and you were like, all right.
Either as in him and my friends from high school.
Yeah. So there's a connection. Oh,
yeah. So it's just like.
Yeah. I'm not interesting enough for.
Yeah. I'm not, I don't want to take up people's time. I don't want people's space because in times when it has, you've
been mocked or bullied for it. And so it does have significant implications.
Yeah. It does have that impact. And I mean, this is like a very small example for me, but people obviously would have it on a much larger scale where that insecurity will show itself in all sorts of ways.
And experience truly vicious bullying too.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, Shah, I got another question for you. Mm-hmm. Have you encountered challenges in overcoming the trauma of being bullied in high school? And how was that? How did you go?
Yeah. I think to answer this question, I was reflecting on it and I almost feel like it's shown itself in my friendships and in times where like something that they're insecure about has come up. So it'll be like maybe one of my friends had a lot of friendships just like end suddenly when they were in school. And so then it was like if there was ever a time when I was like, sorry, I can't hang out. And they're like, alarm bells. Yeah. And so then it like working through it in that way in friendships, having to be like, I'm not going anywhere. Yeah. Like having to be so like reassuring constantly over and over again, being like, I'm not like working through, I feel like trauma is like a big word, but working through past experiences with my friends, and then them also working through things with me. Yeah. To kind of like, it's like the self-esteem whole issue. Yeah. Where it's like, just every little thing sometimes can like really nibble at your brain. But yeah, I feel like, we're definitely in friendships where that's come up.
And does it nibble at your brain or niggle?
I said nibble.
Yeah.
Is that wrong?
I don't know.
You know what it is?
Image now of mean words just having a little nibble. Your little brain. Little brain.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay, nice.
I remember. Did you ever read? Oh no, you wouldn't have read this
book. I can read.
It was like a book we read in year 8 English that was actually a great book.
Are you saying I didn't read it because like I was at school so far away that there's no chance I could have possibly... What's the book?
I can't remember what it was called,
okay,
but it was
well,
like
helpful.
it was
really
like
helpful.
in like a classic.
That was like 3 years ago.
Refugee module, like one of those ones, and it was like about people being on a boat coming to Australia.
Yes.
Anyway, they ended up all having died because half of it was like in like a psyche, and he was like pretending to be on the island.
Okay.
Anyway, the first line of the book, I'll never forget. It was like there was like he could see a koala, like the thought of it was nibbling at his brain or something. Okay. And I just remember I must have used it as a quote in an essay. Yeah. Because I will never forget that quote.
Nibbling at the brain. Fair
nibbling
enough.
at the brain.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, it's like the whole like trust. Having like working through building trust with people is something that I've definitely encountered because of like that past experience that I shared. It's just like trusting people can be harder. And trusting friends when the hard stuff comes up. If there's like an argument, disagreement, being like, I'm a mature person now, we can get through this. Yeah. And so then...
So you're choosing to take on a different identity and a view of... Is that what you're saying? Like, I'm not going to let what happened to me in the past dictate how now's going to go. I'm going to choose a different path.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Good on you. That's awesome.
Yeah. And something that we talked about in one of our previous podcast episodes.
Was it one I was on?
Yeah.
Thank God. Yeah.
Thank the Lord. I would not dare bring up the one you weren't on. Except it was really good. But communicating, like practicing communicating effectively with our friends. So being like, you know, if I'm trying to think of an example, but if someone says something that might like ping you. Yeah. I like the word ping. That will just kind of like like ouch. Getcha. Yeah. Not letting that just like drop to the floor, but being like, hey, like that actually I have trauma. Like that reminds me of something that happened to me as a kid or there's like a childhood wound there. Like
or I was bullied and that connect like that happened to me 10 years ago in school or whatever. And
so then like being opus and
opus.
It's usually you stumbling on the words.
Wow. Hey, when you stumble, just cop it. You don't have to throw fire over to me.
It's easier that way though. But being open and honest.
Opus. Yeah.
Opus with people in your life that you're close with, so that when stuff from the past does come up, you can just confront it head on. I find that has been the most effective way for me dealing with challenges in this world.
That's great.
And just like bringing people in to be like, this is what happened to me as a teenager, so that you can just deal with it and avoid it altogether, so it won't ever really kind of come up.
Can I ask you, and we can always cut this question from if it's too personal, and did you also seek counselling to help with some of these scripts?
Yes. I did, but after I was out of high school. Yeah. So
was that helpful in addressing some of those insecurities?
Majorly, because it would there was stuff that I like hadn't even realized.
Of course.
It always is the case. But even I like occasionally would see a counsellor at school, but I found it way more useful looking back at things for me. Because I was able to kind of like join a lot of dots that hadn't been joined.
Lots of dots that haven't been joined.
hadn't been joined before. So I found that very useful.
Okay, great. Well, let me ask you this. What's some advice from your own experience of how you can stop those past experiences from overwhelming you in your adult life?
I feel like our answer is often find a good community, but that's honestly kind of my answer in that, finding a good group of friends or a good community that you can surround yourself with that you really do trust, and that, like you always say, can be a crash mat for you. Yeah. That you can like be vulnerable with.
Yeah, great.
And be honest and open with, or as I like to say, what did I say? Honest?
Opus. Yeah, just find that person you can be opus with.
Find that person you can be opus with. Yeah. But then something else to consider, which is probably kind of like a bigger topic that maybe we can get into another time, but it's just like, I often ask myself, if I'm having a time where I'm feeling more anxious or more insecure, it's usually when I'm like on my phone heaps, or like usually when I'm like you know, not spending time with God. And it would be so just kind of to ask yourself, like, what are you surrounding yourself with? Who are you surrounding yourself with? And like, what are you letting dictate your identity? Because if it is TikTok and the influencers of today or like, you know, people from high school that look more successful to you.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, like just kind of have a little reflection of like where you're getting your identity from.
That's great.
Yeah. So that's kind of
nice. Well, that's some awesome insight.
Thank you.
Sorry that you were bullied. Good on you for taking on the scripts.
Thank you.
What would be one thing you wanted people to take away from this episode in regards to being bullied during high school?
My one thing is to just surround yourself with people that you trust. That's been the one thing that's helped me.
Great.
And that's like my sister, close friends.
Okay,
doesn't have to be,
nice.
Because she knows, you know, like someone that really you can just lay it all down in front of. And that does take trust, but and lucky for my sister, she's not allowed to leave because we live together. Nice. So, but then also, just consider what you're letting dictate your identity, because it might be that you have to do some pruning. Yeah, it's my one thing, even though it was two things.
I love it.
Yeah.
Nice one, Char.
One for the both of us.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I don't have anything to say. I'm sorry for bullying you.
I love it.
Even though you bully me on this podcast all the time.
It's true.
Yeah, you call me don't forget, you call me a horse. Yeah.
Sydney Transport.
Yeah. You know, you can intro. You don't just have to say. There's ways you can.
I need to make a compilation of all the times I've tried to transition.
Just say, hey, I thought we could. I'm taking over. Hey, I thought we could do a fun segment. But we're a podcast for people living in Sydney. That's what SYD Live stands for. Stands for Sydney, not Sid, anyway. And so what we could do is maybe people in Sydney could connect with this, and we could talk about Sydney Transport. So we'll cut in your bit. So I've done the intro. Now we can just cut in Sydney Transport.
I'm
pet
deeply
peeves,
excited to talk about this.
Yeah,
pet peeves when it comes to Sydney Transport.
Sydney Transport.
If Sydney Transport are listening, take notes.
Whoa.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, if you wouldn't mind.
Like, do a little bit better.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
I have so many pet peeves.
Let's go.
I have so many pet peeves, and I asked our listeners.
Nice.
And so I have pet peeves from them as well.
Nice. Okay.
Did my job, so yeah.
Well done, producer. First time.
Yeah.
Your job. Do you remember that episode where we lost half the recording? The ending?
The audio's still going. I live on the trains, like I said last episode.
You don't. Okay.
I said I don't live on the trains.
You don't. You go. I think. Do you get on the train once a week?
I get the train
from Roseville to. Sorry.
Don't. Come catch the train with me.
Don't worry, guys. She doesn't live on the trains. You're never going to see her there. Good luck. You don't get out all day to see her.
I'm on a train 4 times a week.
Wow, you live on the trains.
But
you live on a 25-minute train.
A lot of of my capacity, because it's often very unpleasant.
Yes, okay.
Especially when I forget my headphones in a book.
Yes.
This week I brought 2 books in case I lost one of them. Overcompensated.
Yeah, nice.
So yes, I don't really get buses because I feel like I've had so many terrible experiences on buses that they're done.
Yeah, okay.
They are dead to me.
Yeah.
Also because a few years ago they redid all the bus routes.
Yeah.
And there was one that went through my street.
And it doesn't anymore.
A bus does still go through my street. It's actually, they changed for the better. But I was like, I lost a part of myself when that number changed, because they changed the number. They changed the number.
Yeah.
If people will know what I'm talking about. And anyway. Yeah. But my first time.
Yeah.
Your laughter sounded like the wah, wah, wah.
Oh, wow. Well, for an episode on being bullied and how to survive it, you're doing a lot of bullying.
Sorry. Yeah. I'm about to bully a lot of people again still.
Okay,
nice. My first pet peeve when it comes to being on the train is when...
Is that you're
Sydney,
on
it? Yeah. Sydney trains, I hope you're in Sydney and you're listening to this. If you're not, go away. Don't.
Whoa.
Don't. Don't.
Yes.
But also you might not understand.
They'll get it.
When
they'll know not to listen. Maybe they're interested to hear about your pet peeves. Sorry, Sydney.
Sorry. On our trains, which is different to a lot of the other trains, how you can change the direction of the seats.
Yeah. That is a cool thing.
It is. Yeah. It's so cool.
Yeah, very practical.
When you sit on a train and you the person doesn't move it, so that it's all facing one direction.
Yes.
And they leave it as a 6-seater.
Yeah.
And it's so now someone's going to have to come and sit because then it messes up the rest of the carriage.
Yeah.
Like, it's so annoying. If it's like rush hour as well, then it's like we all have to flip.
Yeah.
It grinds my gears.
Help me understand.
I don't want to have to sit across from someone.
Oh, you want to face their back?
Yeah, I just want everyone to be facing the same direction.
Totally.
And it's also like sometimes people do that because they don't want people to sit near them. Which like I do respect because I get that. But help us all out.
But it's public transport. We're going to have to sit next to each other.
It's rush hour. It's like we're all trying to get to the city.
We call it peak hour. Rush hour is American.
Sorry, one of my friends just moved to America, so I just got the link.
I'm so tired of hearing about it.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay.
That's one of mine.
Oh, I got one.
Okay.
Oh, I got a big one.
Okay.
This thing grinds my gears. It doesn't just happen on buses or trains, but it happens at bus stops a lot or train stations. And it happens at cafes too. It happens in my morning cafe.
Ooh,
Here's my one.
I think I'm going to know what it is.
Listening.
Oh.
Watching anything on your phone on volume without headphones.
Yeah.
You're killing me.
Yeah.
You're absolutely killing me.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it's the same volume as a conversation as if you're with a friend.
It's ridiculous.
It's piercing. It disrupts. We are all like, I can't do the same thing.
No.
Because otherwise it'll crowd out your sound and you'd be upset about that.
Yeah.
Please bring headphones.
It should
read captions.
be illegal.
I actually think it should be illegal.
Yeah, when they're like watching like a full movie.
Oh, I think it's worse watching TikTok because it's every 6 seconds.
Sure. Yeah. I don't have the confidence to do that.
I can't imagine being so obnoxious, so comfortable with doing that. It kills me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something
so that's my one.
Similar to that, let me get Harvey.
Was that what you were going to guess?
No, actually it wasn't.
Oh, shout out to Harvey.
Harvey. He's one of our
Are you going to rat
listeners.
him out?
No. He sent in a pet peeve.
Oh, good. Sorry, Harvey. I thought you were just about to get roasted by Charlotte.
He listens to... No.
I thought that was only my privilege.
No.
On the podcast.
He said, which I actually also had written down, when people take really loud phone calls.
Yeah.
Similar vein.
Yeah. Oh, phone calls on a plane. Anyway.
How does that work?
Well, the plane isn't taken off yet.
Oh.
And they're having a phone call.
Sure. And it's like,
hey, bud.
I'm trying not to freak out that we're about to fly through the air.
No, I'm not afraid of flying. I just think, hey, bud,
Yeah.
This isn't your office.
Yeah.
Save
the
it.
train, it's like there's always someone having a life-threatening business call.
Yeah.
I actually...
Sell. Trade.
One time I was excited to hear this lady's conversation.
Nice.
Because she was like, someone had just been fired.
Yeah.
And she was debriefing with someone.
Yeah. Wow.
And she was like, I just want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
After everything that happened, like, I don't think I'm going to be sticking around. And I was like, I was living for that drama, but also lower your voice. Lower your voice. Sydney Trains does have
quiet carriages.
Yes. But I'm yet to see one.
Yeah. I know there's one from Newcastle to the city. But
yeah. When I wrote down my pet peeves and then I did a little Reddit search because I thought that there would be like a Reddit board. And a lot of people was like, when there's noise in quiet carriages. Yeah. So they're out there.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
What else? What other peeves are there?
People not ready to tap off. You've had the entire journey to get your Opal card, to get your credit card ready.
Yeah.
And you're not ready.
Okay, I'm guilty.
Yeah.
Because I
put this one in because I've heard.
I'm just not on public transport enough, so I always I forget. And so therefore I actually, because of that, I hate to be the person that's holding it up. Is it because they hold people up?
Yeah.
I just cop it. So even if honestly, I go from DY to Brookvale Oval and I just cop it. Or the light rail in the city, I just cop it. So I pay full fare for a quarter of the fare.
See, at least you're not holding people up. Okay. It's like, so I always end up at Central.
Yeah.
Which another one of my pet peeves is when people walk slow in that central tunnel. I know it's not public transport.
Yes.
But it's related.
Yeah.
Anyway, when people walk slow in that tunnel, I could push them over because I already hate that tunnel. And it's like, I just got to get out of here. And people are going zigzags. Anyway, unrelated. So yeah, people not ready to tap off, especially when it comes to trains because like they have like the,
you can do this. Sliding doors.
Not the sliding doors, like, so you like get off the train. It's definitely like Wynyard Town Hall Central.
the tolls, the gates.
The gates.
Yes, the gates. Yeah.
And so it's like, hurry up.
Yeah, come on,
So
let's
you've
get
had
through
the
here.
whole train ride. You've had the walk from the train ride to the gate and you still don't have your Opal card out.
Come on, mate. Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Not anyway. It's actually unacceptable. Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
So yeah.
This is so good to do this on an episode about being bullied. I love it. It's good. Yeah.
Tyler.
Tag people in the comments that do these.
Rat them out.
And we will roast them next episode.
Yeah. Tyler.
Yes.
Sent in one of his pet peeves.
Are you? You just don't. You're just. You are just
really relevant.
Walking all over my insecurities about being replaced in this podcast. Yep. What did Tyler say? Your preferred host.
If you know Tyler, which a lot of you probably don't, he spent a brief time in Japan, and so his whole personality is based on that.
I went to Japan. Nice. Yeah.
So he said that there's no bullet trains.
Oh, that's his peeve.
That's his peeve.
Okay. You went to Japan, boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could probably. I'm sure that there would be a need for it somewhere. But good for you. Holly, my great friend Holly.
Yes, friend Molly.
Yep. She just said that there's no trains on the northern beaches.
That's not a peeve to me.
Really?
As a northern beaches resident, I love that. Make it harder to access. We're in Insular Peninsula.
Just the bubble.
Yeah, we're the bubble.
But we can never exit leave.
Yeah.
When I was in school.
Sorry, guys, if you're hearing a beep, our producer and host, Charlotte, has as a timer for our podcast. The timer doesn't just go off into silence. That was the alarm. She set an alarm.
I mustn't have pressed save because I've changed the setting. Whatever. Okay. Sorry, everyone, for that brief interruption. See how fast I got up? Just
yeah. After the fourth ding.
It took me a while to hear it. It's like when you're asleep.
I honestly thought it was a B-Reel notification and I was just waiting for you to
B-Reel actually went off just before
don't care.
the episode started.
Don't care. It's like your dreams.
I forgot to start to do it.
Oh, who cares?
When I was in school, when you're in school and you can't drive, the Northern Beaches is kind of hard to get around.
It is. I know, but that's the beauty of it.
Yeah. The last person, we'll start and end with Tash Gardner.
Okay.
She helped me out with the Lando Norris story. She said when other people are on public transport at the same time as that she's on public transport.
Like any person?
You know? It's just like, how dare they?
You mean like I just want to be the only person on this?
It's like a state of mind.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to explain it to me.
Like
you just want to be the only person on the bus kind of bus?
Yeah, but
Isn't that a bit scary though? You're on the ghost bus.
No.
Okay.
But it's not like she's not being serious.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
I got it.
It's like, how dare they?
Yeah.
Also need to travel at the same time as me.
No, I do get that. I get that more with planes.
Audacity.
Why am I sitting next to a person right now?
Yeah.
Like, I'm on the window seat. Do you understand?
But yeah, so again, Sydney Transport, if you are listening, just don't take any of this with a grain of salt. Take this as Bible.
This is Bible. Fix this up.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there's some good pet peeves.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening, for tuning in. We have episodes out every fortnight, so stay tuned. And if this episode made you think of someone, why not share with them? We're trying to reach more people in Sydney, so press that share button. Check out our socials, our TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. We're everywhere that you would expect.
SYDlife.podcast.
Yes.
SYDlife.podcast.
That's it. Get it tattooed. So if you ever need anything, just go straight there. But we'll see you next time.
See you guys. Thanks so much. God bless you. Have a great time.
See ya.
Bye. Au revoir. Sayonara.
Have a good day.
Auf Wiedersehen. And all that good stuff, baby. It's from Aristocats.
SYD Life is a podcast produced by C3 SYD Church. We exist to help people know Jesus, find community, and discover their purpose. For more information, go to our website, c3syd.church, and for content and clips, head to sydlife.podcast. Help us reach more people in Sydney by sharing this episode with a friend. See you next time.